Islanders earnings reports are fun, and Carnival Corporation shared their quarter three earnings report today. They made money. Revenue is at an all-time high, but they also reminded us of their debt, how much debt they're in. Wait till you hear the number on the show today. At the same time that they're sharing they made money, at the same time they're sharing that they have debt, they're also going to share news. This is kind of peeping through here that prices for some onboard amenities and services and products are going up. We will share that with you on the show today. Carnival also shared news yesterday and referenced it on today's call about Celebration Key. We will talk about Celebration Key on the show today, and one Caribbean port that is struggling at a time when cruise lines and other ports of call are seeing record numbers, having a record year. This port of call is struggling. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Friday to all you Islanders. We hope that you're having a great day. We're about to enter into the weekend. That's great. We are on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together as we catch up on the latest in cruising and cruise news. Some of you have your money tied up in stocks across the industry. Some of you invest in Carnival Corporation. We're about to share some of their earnings numbers and what they say about the industry here in just a second. But before we do, let me welcome everyone to the show. 60% of all of our viewers are not subscribers yet. Not subscribers yet. Take just a second, subscribe to this channel, this awesome community, and to receive updates when we upload content. You can ingest and digest all the cruise news and fun at your convenience. Let's talk about Carnival Corporation as they share their Q3 numbers with all the investors. There's some great news. And there's still the news of reality. I don't want to say negative news because it's news and numbers that we knew about for quarter after quarter after quarter. But there are some great things going on with Carnival Corporation as they raise expectations for the year. We're going to make more money than we thought we were going to make. Investors like that. Carnival Corporation's stock, as well as stocks across the industry, are up on some of these numbers. Not massively up, unless maybe you have a lot of money in them, then you're making a lot of money. But let's talk about this. Carnival posted a third quarter profit. That's great, right? Quarter after quarter, we've seen cruise lines lose money, but they are now turning profits. $1.07 billion was that profit number. Now, their revenue is great. They had a lot more than that revenue come in, but when revenue comes in, you have to pay bills, right? We know how that goes. Carnival had record revenue of $6.9 billion, but of that $6.9 billion, they had to pay different things, and they were left with $1.07 billion as their profit. Now, that's a great number. It's a great turnaround story. Booking volumes are still high. They shared that. Of course, Amanda and I, we see that daily. We are booking cruises across the industry. Bookings have not slowed down. Occupancy has not slowed down either. In Q3, occupancy was above expectations, 109% occupancy. Ships are full. If you have cruised, you know that. If you haven't cruised and you're set to cruise, people always ask, what about November? What about December? January is a great time to cruise, and it is. But your ship is going to be full if you have cruised. You can justify that in the comment section below. Customer deposits reached an all-time high. We see this quarter after quarter. Listen to the amount of money that Carnival Corporation has taken in just on deposits alone, $6.3 billion. $6.3 billion in customer deposits. That's you and I committing to cruise, waiting to pay for the rest of our cruise. Sometimes those deposits are $50 a person, $100 a person, $250 a person. That's a lot of cruises that people have to book to equate to $6.3 billion. The previous record was $4.9 billion. They beat the record by 28%. The demand is strong. Carnival Corporation's Chief Financial Officer, David Bernstein, shared this. We are accelerating our debt repayments. Talk about the debt, right? All cruise lines across the industry have debt. Carnival is addressing theirs by not building any new ships after the Carnival Jubilee until 2026, 2027. We are accelerating our debt repayment efforts and aggressively managing down our interest expense. In just the last 6 months, we have reduced our debt balance by over 10%, which is $4 billion. They've paid 10% of their debt the last 6 months. That is awesome news. With improving performance, growing operating cash flows, and $5.7 in liquidity in cash, we are on the path to end the year with less than, guess how much debt? They're going to end the year less than $31 billion in debt. That's a crazy number. And Carnival Corporation is not the only cruise line or cruise family. Of course, they own multiple cruise lines and operate many cruise lines, but they're not the only ones with debt, but $31 billion. That's unbelievable. Even when business is good and people are booking, they reference that passengers continue to spend a lot of money on board. They've raised prices on specialty dining, on internet, on gratuities. They've raised it on everything. Still end the year with $31 billion in debt. Prices aren't coming down anytime soon. As a matter of fact, let's share this with you right now. Some of you across social media or via email, you kind of caught wind the last 24 hours that internet prices are set to go up. And I saw this and I thought, what are you talking about? Internet prices just went up like 4 or 5 months ago. Before that, they just went up like 3 or 4 months before that. They've gone up, I think, twice this year for Carnival Cruise Line. And we wonder why, right? We wonder why. They raise the price and they're going to see, are people going to pay it? Are people going to continue to buy the internet package? They give it some time. Yeah, people are still paying it. Well, let's raise it a little bit more and see if they still buy it. They wait. Yeah, people are still buying it. So guess what they do? They raise it just a little bit more. Some of you are already aware. You've seen this on social media. You've seen it via email. Nothing official yet, but I'll show you this right here. New Wi-Fi pricing goes in place soon. Carnival encourages you. You should know that we are adjusting Wi-Fi pricing on Monday, October 16th. Be sure to add your Wi-Fi package early to lock in the current package price for your upcoming cruise. Some people, they thought like I did, didn't this just happen? And they reached out to brand ambassador John Hild, who is a wealth of information, and he will answer questions like this, even though sometimes the responses are difficult to share, and he did share. Thank you for asking, and please let your group know that yes, there will be a small increase coming, which is why we are giving people a heads up now so they can lock in at the current price. I'll be writing more about this early next week. Thank you so much. A small increase. I'm sure the increase is small. It has not been shared yet. We don't know it. But here's what my mind goes to. We had a small increase several months ago. We had a small increase 4 months ago. And now we have another small increase. When you have a small increase and a small increase and a small increase, that's no longer a small increase. That's actually a medium or a large size increase. Small plus small plus small. If we go to McDonald's, I love their fries. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I get the small fry, and I get another small fry, and I get another small fry. I no longer have the small fry. I now have the large fry, okay? And I may be happy with it. Small increase, small increase, small increase. That does not equal a small increase. Prices going up, but we understand why. $31 billion in debt. Yeah. At this same time, Carnival announces yesterday, they share some details today, and this looks great. They are investing. That's the great news, right? When revenue comes in, profitability comes in, they can spend money. They can spend more on dry dock activities. They can spend more on private islands. And Carnival has shared recent news last week and this week and yesterday and today on Celebration Key. It is going to be an awesome upgrade to what Carnival Cruise Line currently offers in Half Moon Cay. Now, Half Moon Cay is not going anywhere, but there's not much there, right? When you compare it to other private islands for other cruise lines, no, it just doesn't do the trick. But Celebration Key is going to be fun. Carnival opened up yesterday hundreds of cruises that will have ports of call and stops at Celebration Key, just south of Grand Bahama. It's going to be fun. I'll show you a picture here in just a second. Celebration Key, starting in 2025, cruises are going to stop there. Carnival shares that up to two XL class ships are going to be able to visit Celebration Key at the same time. Celebration Key is going to have the largest freshwater lagoon in the Caribbean. 12 ships that are sailing from 8 home ports are going to be sailing to Celebration Key to kick things off From Miami, you're going to have the celebration and the conquest. From Port Canaveral, Mardi Gras, freedom and glory. From Galveston, the dream and the legend. From New Orleans, the liberty. From Baltimore, the pride. From Jacksonville, the elation. From Norfolk, the sunshine. It's going to be exciting, and it is a huge step up in their offerings compared to Half Moon Key that has a beautiful beach. But this phase one of Celebration Key and what you just saw there is absolutely beautiful. The freshwater lagoon, the loungers, and there's plenty of space to expand. Carnival is calling this phase one, which probably means there will be a phase two. What would you like to see in phase two? Amanda and I were looking at this yesterday, and she said, man, it'd be great to have a little water park. And I saw, a little splash pad for the kiddos and a couple of little slides. But if you look at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, the huge water park that is, and the other activities that are offered there, Royal Caribbean's also going to offer Hideaway Beach, which is an adults-only area at Perfect Day, coming up very, very soon in January. What would you like to see in phase two at Celebration Key? Would you be excited if a cruise that you booked stopped here, or would you rather go to another port of call? Let us know in the comment section below. And before we leave the show today, I wanted to call this out. At a time when we're seeing records left and right for cruise lines, cruise brands, and ports of call that cruise lines visit, one port of call is struggling, and it's a surprising port of call. Turks and Caicos has one cruise port. That is Grand Turk. A lot of us have been there. Amanda and I have been there and enjoyed the huge pull at Margaritaville. We enjoyed walking down to Jack's Shack. We enjoyed how close the cruise ship is. It's like it pulls up literally on the beach. It is so close. But Grand Turk shares that they're hurting a little bit. Local officials and the local cruise port met with Carnival Corporation to share that they are seeing tourism issues. They're seeing activity in illicit drugs and fighting. They're bringing in drug dogs to even maybe help passengers feel safe. Some passengers aren't even getting off the ship in Grand Turk. Grand Turk is a safe place, and yes, they may be seeing issues. Some passengers say there's just not enough to do if you don't get off the ship and enjoy the beach or walk down to a local restaurant or go right there to Margaritaville, which has a huge pool and a flow rider simulator and all that stuff. But there's just not much to do. But Carnival has a vested interest in Grand Turk. They've invested a lot of money. Carnival has a vested interest. They've invested $30 million initially in this port and another $6.8 million as part of a community enhancement. Grand Turk and Carnival officials also shared that there's a lot of people coming to Grand Turk in 2024. 1.1 million visitors are expected, and hopefully Carnival and Grand Turk, the officials there, are working together to give you and I the best experience that they can. We know that they're doing that, and I would visit Grand Turk today. Have you visited Grand Turk before? If so, what did you do? Islanders, that is the cruise news for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. If so, like the show, that will put this in front of others who are looking for cruise news. If we can do anything to help you with your next cruise vacation, we're entering the weekend. A lot of people do vacation and cruise planning on the weekend. If you want some help, email us, travel@bookislandtime.com. Amanda and I will help you. We're working over the weekend. We'll get back with you as soon as we can. If you recently booked a cruise and you want to transfer it to Island Time Travel, let us manage the pricing. Let us check your pricing weekly for you. Let us look for upgrades for you. Let us help you plan your excursions and parking and airfare and all of it at no cost to you. Let us know. Email us again. We hope that you have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow and, of course, Sunday on our live show at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Islanders, have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Island Time.